is rubbing on the wheel, so I need to raise it up. I need to raise it up. At 8,500 feet, air is still a little thin. That stuff works great. I've never cramped since I started using that, so morning. It's a beautiful morning in the mountains. It's about 6:20. Haven't been up for very long. Nice night. Wasn't as cold as I thought. Not as cold this morning either. Slept pretty good. I got my coffee started. That'll get me going. I'm not in any hurry. I'll break down camp, and then I expect a pretty quick ride back down to Sholo. It's mostly downhill. I think I still have plenty of water. I started on the second 64-ounce bottle that guy gave me, but that should be plenty. I do still have some water in my Camelback. I think I have about maybe 2 or 3 32-ounce bottles that I can make for the ride back, which should be enough to get me at least close enough to where there's convenience stores if I need to, deviate from the course to go get water. Yeah, it's a gorgeous morning. A few high wispy clouds, but no big clouds. The clouds I saw in the distance never came this way, so no rain last night. Yeah, all good. Probably be here for an hour and a half or so, break down camp, have coffee and breakfast, and then make my way home. So I'll let you know when I get started. See you in a bit. Time to get back on the trail. Got my light bike all loaded up again. Back in beast mode. I did have a couple cups of coffee this morning, so I am running just a little bit low on water. I think it's enough though to get me down far enough that won't be an issue. I know there's a couple of big groups of campers that I passed on the way up, so if I'm running super low, then I'll just stop at one of their places. I'm sure people are pretty nice out here, so I'm pretty sure they'll give me, a bottle or two, enough to get me back down to Sholo. Nice and cool this morning, not too cold, not too hot. The breeze is picking up, but I think it's going to be a tailwind, so that'll be nice. That's where I had my tent. Just did a quick walk around to make sure that I didn't leave anything. No trash. Leave it better than you found it, right? So it's looking pretty good. And I'm gonna get on the bike and head down the hill. I'll talk to you guys later. So this was intended to be a shakedown ride, so I could see what I needed to change on the bike. Coming down that descent just now, I noticed my rear bag is rubbing on the wheel, so I need to raise it up. I need to raise it up. So I did bring extra straps. I've had that happen before, and I put a strap between the closure for the dry bag and the metal retainer at the top, and that's enough just to pull it up so that it's not dropping down when I hit bumps. I should have done that just from the beginning. I didn't have any problems yesterday, so it must be related to how I packed that bag. Yesterday it worked just fine. Never rubbed at all. Today definitely happened like 3 times coming down that descent. So I'm just going to add a strap and I'll be on my way. That strap definitely worked. Haven't had any more rubbing since I put it on. So gone a couple miles, but if it starts rubbing again, I think I'll take the dry bag off and see if I can compress it anymore. I think it's just sticking out a little bit too far. I noticed that the clips were a little bit tight when I was putting it on this morning, but it should be good now. Making good time, about 4 miles in, 20 minutes including the stop to fix that bag. So it's going to be downhill almost all the way home. There are a couple climbs, but mostly downhill. So it should be a really fast day. All right, I'm going to keep pedaling. Whew. Starting the biggest climb of the ride back on the 96. At 8,500 feet. Air is still a little thin. Whew. Nice view of the valley down there. Vernon area. Whew. Need to catch my breath a little bit. I'm almost at the really steep part. Have a little short descent and then it just goes up. But once I hit the top of that, it's a pretty express ride back down to the McNary Vernon Road. Caught him by surprise. Wow, made it to the top of the hardest climb of the ride back. It's about a 2-mile climb, 6 to 8%. It took me a little time to get up that, just spinning slowly. Garmin says it's already 80 degrees, 9:15 in the morning. So it's going to be pretty warm by the time I get down to Cholo. But making good time, 10 miles down. I've been riding for an hour. Now it's mostly downhill. So there are a couple climbs, but nothing like I just went up. So it should be, like I said, it should be a pretty quick ride back. Just catching my breath from that climb. Took a little bit out of me. I'm sweating. Let my heart rate come down. It's down to 122 now. Got up to about 150 on the climb. That climb's hard even on an unloaded bike. You just go faster. But I was spinning at maybe 3.5 miles an hour to 4 miles an hour coming up it. But beautiful morning. Sun's out. No clouds in the sky. The heat is just going to be the factor later on, you know, in an hour or two. When I get lower, I'm at 8,700 feet elevation right now. And Cholo sits, like I said yesterday, at 6,200 feet elevation. So got a couple thousand feet of dropping to do, which will make for a quick ride. Wind's blowing just a little bit, but it's a tailwind, which has its pluses and minuses. The minus, of course, is that sometimes it feels like you're just riding in the sun with no breeze at all, but tailwind makes it faster. So anyway, I think I'm down to 110 heart rate, so I think I'm gonna head on down the hill. All right, I'm 27 miles in, so I have 18 miles to get back home. It's only been 2 hours, making really good time as expected. Had to stop, change the battery in my GoPro, it was dead. But made it to the Maverick motorized vehicle trail. This is the muddy one from the ride up. So hopefully it dried out a bit yesterday. And then get over to Porter Mountain. There's a little bit of a climb on Porter Mountain, or to get up to Porter Mountain. pretty quick ride back from there. So I expect less than 2 hours, maybe 2 hours. I don't know. Depends on how slow I go. So I should be home around noon or 12:30. Nice day, beautiful out. Not a cloud in the sky. It is warming up a little bit. I took the opportunity to refill my electrolyte mix LMNT element. That stuff works great. I've never cramped since I started using that, so that's probably, I've tried a lot of electrolyte mixes and pills over the years. I've been pretty dehydrated at times, and I've never cramped. It's just a really good product. If you haven't tried it, LMNT, can't recommend it enough. If you're susceptible to cramping, and I certainly am, this stuff, you know, take it at the first twinge and the cramps will go away. It's quite an impressive product. Anyway, I think I'll hop back on the bike and finish this ride out. It's been a good overnighter. So, all right, see you in a bit. I'm at 7,200 feet. Cholo's at 6,200 feet. So I have about 1,000 feet of elevation loss from here. A hiker. Morning. Decided to slow my pace bit down. Not in any hurry to get home, although I am looking forward to a shower. Don't often see water in this little creek. Very wet monsoon season this year. It's kind of cool. All right, onward. All right, getting close now. There's Porter Mountain. See the tower, the radio tower's on top. So I'm at 31 miles. I think it's 45 miles home because I added about a mile over at Greens Peak. It's 46 yesterday. About 14 miles home. Temperature's getting up there. It's at 89 according to my Garmin, and that's with my head shading the Garmin. So I'm inclined to believe that's what it is. It's gonna be a hot day. Got about a half-mile climb on this pavement, Porter Mountain Road, to get to the Panorama Trailhead turnoff, which is also the Maverick motorized vehicle trail. That's what's going to take me back to Sholo. Slow and steady up this hill. All right, back on the Panorama, not Panorama. I turned to the Panorama Trailhead, and now I'm back on the Maverick motorized vehicle trail. So I've got less than 13 miles to home. Just going to take it nice and slow through here. There's one more big climb. Well, not really big, but it's big enough that you feel it. And then there's a climb up through town. But for the most part, this will be pretty quick. Temperature still says 89, so it's warm out. Show you what I'm looking at. We'll be dropping out of the pine trees into high desert along this section. Big, wide, open plain. Lots of yellow flowers out. Everything's blooming. Coming up on your right. Morning. And there come some motorized vehicles on the motorized vehicle trail. Less than 6 miles left. All pavement. Fire engine coming. All right, made it back to town. Made it home. Oh man, that last little bit was hot. My Garmin was showing over 100. I have about a 300-foot climb from town up to where my house is. So that just took it slow and easy, but had to stop once to get the sweat out of my eyes. Overall, good overnighter. I still need to work on my saddlebag. It's not going to have as much weight on it for the Fitzgerald's Joyride. I'm not bringing my cot or my chair, so that'll take about 7 pounds off. So, and that may be what was causing the rubbing, just too much weight on the back. Tried out my new Shimano SPD sandals on this trip. I wore them all day today. They worked really well. They're not really good when you're out of the saddle because they're not quite stiff enough. So I could feel the pedal when I was pushing out of the saddle. But just cruising, they were really comfortable, kept my feet nice and cool. So I think that was a good investment. Yeah, now I think I'm gonna go in, take a shower, get cleaned up, have some lunch, rehydrate, and that's about it. Calling it a ride. All right, see you on the next one.